Hello everyone. Sometimes when you're training martial arts, it might happen that you get injured during your training or outside of the dojo. And actually what happens then? How do you make sure that not being able to fully move your body, you can still maybe keep up with your training, do some stuff that will help you to recover faster, and also how to deal with the limitations of an injury in the training and how to get back to full performance. So let's have a look at it, and we'll talk a little bit on this subject today.
So Aikido is probably one of the martial arts where we have the least amount of injuries, but they still happen. It just happens. So does that mean that you have to completely stop training? Usually, sometimes when we feel like we're not in our sort of full performance, then we can't really train anymore. But that's actually not true. Now, let me state first of all that listening to your body, also to a doctor, a physician, anything like that, is obviously a very good idea. You need to do that, and you need to take some time to recover and heal and things like that if it's actually a serious injury. And there still might be a point, though, that you can actually come back and train even while you're healing, even while it's sort of coming back into place and you're getting stronger, or the injury is sort of recovering itself. Okay, so how do you do that? So we do that in a way where we listen closer to our bodies. Okay, I know that sounds a little bit strange or very simple, but that's the case. So you want to be as realistic or as truthful, so to speak, with yourself as possible. So I've been training with a knee injury, for example, and there's a certain point, certain things that I can't do, but I just want to see exactly how far I can go. So when I'm training, maybe I can't go all the way down to suwariwaza on the knees, but when I do this, I can see, okay, actually, I can go at least this far, and this still feels like it's perfectly fine for me to do. If I go maybe any further, then I feel like I'm putting some strain on it. So we want to, first of all, just get the parameters of how far we can train. And then from here, we want to look at sort of what are the possibilities. Now, this may actually change the way I train. So I may actually, start to look at how I train by just moving on one knee if I'm down on the ground. Okay, and so I adapt to however I am in the moment. So if you get into a conflict, whether it's a verbal, physical, whatever conflict, obviously you may not be in a full performance mode. You may even have an injury, right? You may be totally surprised, and you still want to be able to adapt to that. And that's why it's important to be able to, at some point, come to training, even with an injury, and see how you can train, what you can train by adapting with what you have. Okay, so you want to be able to come and figure out sort of new ways that may potentially even have you discover something totally new in your practice, and see what you can develop. Okay, there was even a point where somebody had a leg that they couldn't even stand on. So what is it like training with only one leg? And being pushed around. Can you still stand up? Can you still, do things by just being stationary? So there's lots of different ways to practice, even when you have an injury. So next time you have an injury, try it. If you do that, please leave some comments in the video, in the description below, and tell us what happened. Tell us what you think.